Joining me this week is the TheRSSolo, a full-time streamer on Twitch who's been on quite the journey in the past couple of years to get to the point of being able to support himself through streaming.
I'm not dead.
He's played Runescape for many years and has a huge amount of experience in game. But alongside streaming Runescape, he's been mixing it up with story games, Dark Souls,
I quit!
and recently some Minecraft. As always, we'll be chatting about his time playing RuneScape, how he started, his favourite boss, and many other memories. We'll also be covering his thoughts on how Twitch as a platform could improve, introducing the concept of streaming to his family, alongside his future plans for streaming.
TOS story,
Anyway,
TOS story. TOS story, I can't, TOS story.
Make sure to check out the outro. Brandon, TheRSSolo, requested I use this specific video.
No!
So now
Do not
join me
stand at my grave and
as I head into the mind
I am not there.
of the TheRSSolo.
I love it. In my ass.
Welcome, Brandon, the TheRSSolo. How are we this fine afternoon?
Thank you, I'm doing good. And not tired whatsoever.
No, you don't look like you woke up half an hour ago or anything like that.
Listen, I just like my sleep, okay?
Okay, let's crack straight into the questions.
Sweet, sounds good.
When did you first start playing RuneScape?
First ever started playing in 2007. 2007.
And do you remember how you got into it initially?
Yeah, it wasn't even through the game. I was on my way home from school with my mum, and I saw the little cards that you could get in the shops to pay for membership, and I was like, "What is this?" I was like, "Mum, can I have this?" And she was like, "You don't even know what it is." So then I went home that night on my dial-up internet, and I was like, let's try this out. Let's see what this is like. So I started on like free to play. I think I was free to play for like best part of like 3 or 4 months before getting membership, and went back to the same shop, and I was like, "Mum, can I have this now, please?" And she was like, "Well, yeah, because you've been on it for the past like 3 months non-stop." Fair enough.
You knew what it was.
Yeah, 100%.
Dial
Fell
up
in love with it.
internet. Beautiful. Whenever someone rang the phone, just all cuts off. It's like, oh, all right, bye.
It's dial-up's been more. It's been better than what Virgin's been like for me the past 3 months. So I'm not even gonna shit on it.
So, by the sounds of it, you probably took a little bit of a break after that at some point, or have you been continuously going?
No. So I played in 2007, and then I took a break when. Oh God. I played when Evolution of Combat was out. I didn't stop playing straight away. I kind of enjoyed that, but it was a lot to kind of relearn, and I found the game was already hard enough to learn as it was at that time because I was still young-ish. But I think the first long break I took was probably 2013, 2014.
Was that just school and other stuff in life like came up that you didn't really have the time for it anymore, or?
It was more so the fact that I didn't really feel like I could play other games as well as playing RuneScape because it took so much time.
Yeah.
So I started trying out other games and kind of fell in love with a certain series in particular that swallowed my life for the best part of my life to this day.
Which I'm sure we'll get into a little bit later.
Yeah, for sure.
So, what brought you back?
What brought me back was, God, you know what? I actually don't know. I actually cannot remember what it was that made me. In fact, no, I'll tell you what it was, and it was another streamer actually, because I was watching Twitch. I've been on Twitch for years and years and years, and I decided that I was gonna watch RuneScape one day, and realized that there was old school and RS3, and RS3 was prettier than old school, like it looked nicer. So I was like, screw it, let's have a look and see who's online. And then I scrolled all the way down to the bottom and saw someone who was called Mega T22, who is now called the Brooklyn Nerd, or Ty, as most people know him. And I was his first ever like concurrent viewer back in the day. And we became really good friends, and then we started playing together, and then started playing with other people, and it just kind of just went from there.
And you just kind of get into different friend groups and stuff. And that's something that Twitch is really nice for as well. It's just chatting with all these new people and discovering
100%.
friends, basically, isn't it?
100%. Like before I started streaming, I was in communities anyway. Like I was in Ryan's community, the RS guy. I was in Cash's community. But it just kind of felt nice to, like, when streaming started, to be more of a part of that community and have other people know who you are as well. So you can like go into their chats and people in chat are like, oh hey, it's Brandon, how you doing? And it's like, it's just super nice. And then the same thing happens when they come into your chat, and I don't know, it's just like a really nice feeling.
Just being recognised all over and seeing the same people, all these different channels as well. Yeah.
It's a really tight knit community, the RS3 community.
I mean, there's not really any way it couldn't be because of the limited number of people. Unfortunately,
we don't talk about that part, Eddie.
The people are going up. There's more people recently, anyway.
Yeah, there is. To be fair,
to be honest, since archaeology, and the whole lockdown thing, there's been a lot more concurrent players. Whenever I've like checked the differences. So
yeah, no, I agree 1,000%.
What do you think of Jagex's idea of doing the double XP weekend when they did?
You're really gonna ask me this?
Yeah.
Don't do a double XP straight after introducing a new skill, and don't include the new. Okay, so basically, what it was in my eyes, and how I felt, and how a ton of other people felt, is they just introduced this new skill. It got so much love, so much hype. Everybody loved it. And then, a couple of weeks after, there was this double XP event, which was, I think, was it the second or third one of this year?
It's the second. There was one in February. Yeah,
it was the second one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it was the second one before we even got halfway into the year, and it was just after a brand new skill release, and it completely disregarded that skill, which I think was a good thing, but I don't think they should have had a double XP anyway. I don't know why they did it, but a couple of people came to me and said that they think it was to kind of because a lot of new people had started playing purely because archaeology was released. They wanted to give them a sense of, this is how quick XP can be on double XP, so this is how quick you can progress in the game, and like try to get them sticking around. I don't personally think that would have been a reason for them. I think they were just trying to show people what double XP was like, especially because there was a lot of new people. But either way, I personally really don't like double XP.
It just speeds everything up a bit. Like, when I first started, I kind of enjoyed it because I was like, oh, I don't have to grind for quite as long. Because before I played RuneScape, I never really played any grindy games.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. So
really, RuneScape was your first grinder?
Yeah. Like, I played a little bit of Warframe, like in terms of MMOs, but that's not even like grindy really.
What?
Yeah.
Warframe is hella grindy.
Well, when I played it, I didn't. I didn't play it that much, if that makes sense. I played sort of like 20, 30 hours, but never got into like the real grinding out for all the different currencies and stuff.
All right, that's fair. So, yeah, dude. Endgame Warframe is one of the grindiest games I've ever played in my entire life.
I've also heard they've kind of wrecked it a bit recently with the latest updates. I've heard it's not so good.
Oh, I don't know. I haven't played it in years.
Yeah, so RuneScape was like my first introduction to a grind. So, and the first double XP for me would have been about 3 months after I started properly playing. So that was quite a good point, I guess, because I was starting to like be like, oh, I'm doing like a lot of the same stuff, but then because I could speed past some stuff, it meant I could get to like the later content quicker. And obviously now, with a game that's been around 20 years, there is a huge amount of stuff further on into the game.
Yeah, massively.
So which is speeding people past that early stuff, I can see why.
You know what though? I think there's better time to be used there personally, and I think they should be adding things to the early and mid game instead of just speeding people straight past it to end game content.
Yeah.
Like
I mean,
there's nothing for early game players to really do PVM wise.
giant mole. What do you mean? KBD, Barrows,
All of those now are literally redundant.
Yeah, they haven't got us. Well, I don't know. Barrows is still quite useful.
What would you say it's useful for?
Guffins for Slayer. Like, you know.
So you say Guthans for Slayer, however,
Yeah.
like most people now, they'll just use the regeneration thing for Revo, where you can just click your health and go out of combat to restore your health.
But then it slows everything down.
True.
Like when I was leveling, I used Guffins for a bit, so
most people do ED3 now and the 99 combat in 2 days. Like they're gonna have better than Guthans.
So stupid.
I don't know. I just think they could definitely add more.
Yes, yeah. The problem is I guess they did that with Menaphos. It's in like mid-game stuff. Like
not
mid
PVM
to late
wise,
game.
though.
Not PVM, no.
I think it's seriously lacking on. And don't get me wrong, I actually love Menaphos. Menaphos is one of my favorite additions to the game. I think it's a really pretty place. I think there's a lot of different things that you can do there. There's a lot of variety when it comes to Menaphos training. But PVM wise, I can't remember the last early to mid game thing they added.
Yeah,
I genuinely can't. I'd rack my brain, and I honestly just cannot think.
But can you imagine the outrage in the PVM community if they announced a new boss and it had 50k life points?
See, I can. Don't get me wrong, I can imagine it, but I think the people that aren't just thinking, I just want content for me, because most people want the game to grow, right? And yeah. I feel like a lot of the PVMers would think introducing a more early game boss with maybe difficult mechanics still, but still pretty difficult to do for, let's say, anything below combat 90, for example. Even had it so it needs to take like 2 styles, like what was it? Was it Calfight
Queen? Yeah. What a horrible drop table that boss has.
Exactly. That was a pain in the backside to kill for terrible drops. So just, add some decent-ish drops for mid-level, make them worth like a couple of mils somehow. Now, I'm not a dev. I don't know how they could do that or what could be involved with that. I just think it'd be a really good idea. And I genuinely think the more higher level PVMing communities and stuff would think adding an early tier like a low tier boss, it'll make other people want to try PVM, and then that'll get them into learning the higher level PVM.
So, yeah, a good enhancing the community.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, maybe
right now you kind of just jump into it. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
You kind of just jump straight into AFK in God Wars Dungeon 1.
Yeah, there's a bit of a jump after that, really, isn't there?
Yeah, because you learn how to AFK God Wars Dungeon 1, and then you have to learn small mechanics at God Wars Dungeon 2 for some of the bosses. Like Vindy, you need to learn very basic mechanics, and then you go to Greg, where you're gonna die if you don't know what you're doing, and Hellweir, like shield switching and stuff. I think Hellweir is a really fun boss, and it's a good boss to learn certain boss mechanics, but there does need to be something below that.
I mean, maybe they just rework Calfight Queen then, rather than add a new one. Maybe they just adapt it to EOC effectively.
Yeah, I'd be fine with that if they did it right.
Yes, that is the important thing.
Yeah, because they could adapt it by changing the look of it and changing the drop table slightly. But if it's not to something that makes sense, then
what's the point?
Yeah, exactly. But I think they know what they're doing. They know exactly how to do things. I know it takes time and it takes money and everything to put it into place. And the people that can make these changes aren't necessarily the people that everybody thinks can make these changes, like certain JMods. Like they've got the power to put it forward to other JMods, but they don't have the power to make the changes themselves. And I think a lot of people need to understand that instead of just attacking people for like adding certain things to the game and not adding certain things. But yeah, there's always improvements that can be made with anything.
Okay, so we've somehow moved from double XP into talking about PvM. I'm not
Yeah.
really sure how we managed that one, but anyway, let's.
Because I'll be completely honest. The
Yep.
main reason why I really dislike double XP is uh, for a reason that is highly to do with PvM, and it's because I feel like every time there's a double XP, the Grand Exchange market goes scatty, and all of the bossing supplies, all of the bossing gear drops in price or raises in price because people are panic selling. We have 4 of those a year. You're talking every 3 months, there's a massive market change. It makes the game unplayable for me personally because I just don't
Just
enjoy.
can't keep up on pricing.
I don't enjoy
yeah.
1 week getting a Dragon Rider lance and selling it for 60 mil, and then the next week selling it for 25 mil.
Yeah.
Which happened. I just really don't like it. It's just no sustenance there. Like there's nothing that's permanent.
Yeah, but I mean it's a fluid market, so
Yeah, didn't always used to be though.
no, it didn't.
Really didn't.
So have you got any favourite memories over the years playing RuneScape?
Oh god. Favorite memories. I had to really think about this one. Other than the whole cliche maxing, I feel like a lot of people are probably just saying maxing.
Is there a particular period in the game that you really enjoyed when you were playing, or a particular
I'd probably
update?
say, obviously, when I first started playing, because I kind of just fell in love with the game. And then Invention, when Invention was released. I really fucking loved Invention when that came out.
Despite the very scuffed XP rates.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it was even just something so different and new. Like I don't think anybody expected that when it came to a skill. Like with archaeology, people expected an AFK skill, like a mixture between div and mining. It's exactly what I thought it was going to be when I heard archaeology. I said that so many times on stream, and then people were like, "You were right." And I was like, "Yeah," and I loved it for the longest time, and then it just got repetitive. But with Invention, there's so many goddamn different ways to train that skill. You cannot possibly get bored with training Invention.
And the way it integrates into every other skill in the game as well.
That's what I was going to say. If you get bored of training Invention, you've got bored of the game.
Yeah.
Because there's endless ways to train it.
Yeah, almost every skill has some kind of tool that you can use, helped
Exactly.
by Invention.
Yeah,
and then obviously,
I thought
that
was a really, really good addition. I just really love that skill.
Invention launch. Nice.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now let's head into the origin of the username. We'll go for the RS username first, and then we'll move into your streaming one.
Okay, so RuneScape username. My RS3 username is Of the Ring, which at first glance doesn't make any sense whatsoever. But I always use the title Lord with it, so it's Lord of the Ring.
Yeah.
And literally the only reason for that is I'm a massive nerd and I absolutely love Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit.
So
that's it.
Was that always the plan from when you first made the username? You were always going to use the title Lord?
Yep, I've never changed it once, apart from to check what the God Wars Dungeon 2 reputation title looks like with it, but it looks trash. It's only because it goes after the name, so it's Of the Ring this, and it's like, it just doesn't make sense. But yeah, no, Lord of the Ring, always had it, always will. I once collected 500 million gold rings on RuneScape 3.
Right.
And I got hacked and lost them all. Fun times.
You've never been tempted to try and grow the collection again? Nope.
I'm very convinced that was one of the reasons I got hacked, because I had so many of the same thing.
You could have crashed them literally down to 1 GP.
Oh yeah. They crashed from they were like just over 1,000 coins to 245, I think it was, by the end. And then they went straight back up as soon as I got hacked.
Yeah. Crazy.
Yeah, amazing. Amazing.
So your old school account, same name? Or...
No, old school account's a separate one, and it's just TheRSSolo, just same as my Twitch name.
Solid. Yeah.
but with spaces, because without spaces is taken by my Iron Man on RuneScape 3, which we don't talk about.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that went
Breathe.
well. Yeah.
Breathe.
And now the streaming name. Obviously,
Yep.
it's had a change since you first
Yes.
started.
See, the thing is with my streaming name now, it's TheRSSolo. I don't really do anything solo. I like to do things with the community, and I don't only play RuneScape, I play multiple things. So it kind of makes sense, it kind of doesn't, but I also don't want to forget where my roots are, like where everything came from. When I first started streaming, I was streaming with my now ex-girlfriend, Ellie, and it was the RS Duo. There's a lot of clips. Obviously, the clip of my hardcore Iron Man dying is one of them. To Hill Giants, by the way.
That's the third time it's been mentioned in interviews, by the way.
Fuck off. Who else mentioned it?
Micro and Zowski, possibly?
Of course they did. You little bitches. The fuckers. Well, to update everyone on that topic, actually, I am getting a Hill Giant tattoo stood over a grave with a hardcore Iron Man helmet with the date that I died on it.
Love it. Where's it going?
I was thinking on my butt,
Yeah.
but then I was like, no, because if I ever have to explain that to someone, that's going to be real awkward. I don't know, maybe like the back of my leg.
Yeah.
Somewhere I'm not going to have to look at it every goddamn day. Because it's me that gets the most goddamn pain out of that thing. But yeah, no, I got really off topic.
So good.
The Twitch Tuesday was the RS Duo, and then obviously shit went down, and then that's pretty much when I started streaming full time and changed it to the RS Solo, because it's not a duo anymore, it's a solo.
Oh yeah.
Basically, and the RS guy was already taken by some Pepega, so I couldn't do that.
Solid.
I'm joking, Ryan. Please don't hit me.
Right. What was your first 99 in game?
Prayer.
Okay.
First 99 was Prayer.
Do you remember
Before
when?
double XP.
Where, I suppose, is there?
Probably. Yeah, no, it was probably 2013. Just before I took my break. Oh God, wait, when was Evolution of Combat released? What year was it?
2012?
Yeah, then it was 2013 at Gilded Altars, just
Might have been
before double
2011,
XP.
it's one of the two.
Yeah, Gilded Altars, double XP. Before double XP, sorry, because I was told that Gilded Altars don't even affect double XP, so I thought, well, I might as well just do it now.
Get it done. You had the money.
Yeah, and then I got Herblore during double XP as well, because it was the most expensive goddamn skill in the game. And then I was broke, and then I took a break because I had no money.
So was there any reason in particular you chose prayer first?
Yeah, because I wanted curses, and then afterwards I realized that it wasn't 99 prayer you needed to get for curses, it was quests, and I cried myself to sleep for approximately 3.5 weeks.
Not a fan of quests then.
I'm a fan of some quests. Definitely not all quests.
Okay, have you got a favourite?
The God quest line in general is my favorite. Okay. I really like World Wakes and those style of quests. I fucking love them.
The big grand story ones.
Yeah, and it's with like the cinematics and with the boss fights in, and the PVM side of things.
It's funny because some people really like the small little self-contained stories of the people of Gillinor, and there's others that like the huge grand stories. So it's...
Okay, I'll tell you my all-time favorite quest, which is not
a
God
big boy
quest
one.
line.
Yep.
No, Violet is blue. I just love Violet. Cute as fuck.
Yep.
And then you never see her again. Ramen, Violet is blue too when?
Maybe she won't be blue this time.
Oh, God.
Maybe it should be yellow.
Violet is purple, slowly suffocating.
Yeah.
I'm scared. Oh no.
So, have you got a favorite NPC in the game?
Oh god, a favorite NPC.
Yeah. So, Wise Old Man is a very popular pick here.
I bet Ryan picked the wise old man.
Oh, I can't remember. It was back in January. It's been ages since I watched it back. I'm not sure. It might have been.
Yeah. God, favorite NPC. That's actually a tough one.
So many.
Let me have a there is. There's a hell of a lot. Let me have a think about that one.
Okay, so if we go favorite boss instead, then it's gotta be a bit simpler.
AOD.
Yeah.
I just really okay. So if we're talking my personal most enjoyable, then yeah, it'd be AOD. I like Telos as a solo boss, but I really like group bossing anyway. Like I like doing group bossing more than solo bossing.
Just a bit more social.
Oh, dude, that's the more I think about it, the more difficult that question gets, even just in my own head. Because Virago, dude, the mechanics of Virago are perfect. Nah, Rago. It has to be Rago.
Yeah, there's just a bit more variety throughout the fight, isn't there?
Yeah, and people actually need to know what they're doing.
Yes. Yeah, I have no idea how Wazzy did his hard mode Virago masses for a year and a bit.
He did
hard mode Virago masses every Friday evening for a year or so.
Did he have a death wish?
Surprisingly,
were they successful?
Most of the time, yeah. I got my first Rago kill at combat level 70 in one of those. And I got the ball, and I got the defeater title walking around Gillinor combat 70 odd.
Did you just stand there with the pet rock? What happened?
No, I had subjugation. I don't know if I hit, but
probably like ones and twos.
Yeah, so
oh, that's great.
Yeah, I need to actually learn Virago now. I actually have slightly more decent gear because everyone says it's so enjoyable. I just haven't had a chance yet.
Oh, have you not actually tried Rago properly?
I've done a few like 5-man sort of ones, but I'd like to sort of learn possibly trios.
Yeah, just start it off with trios. That's what I did. Trios as a TL5 and then move to base tank and then try bomb tank and fail miserably twice and then never go back.
What about raids? You like raids or?
Yeah, I love raids. I like BM a lot. Yaka is one of those, again, where everyone kind of and people argue this all the time. People say people don't have to know what they need to do. You just need a good base. That's wrong. Like, everyone's allowed their opinions, but there are wrong opinions. No, I'm only messing. But yeah, I think a lot of people do need to know what they're doing. At least the people that have roles at Yaka need to know what they're doing. If someone stuns asphyxiation pull, everyone's just going to get wrecked and die. And then if someone, runs like bombs into the middle of the arena, then everyone's screwed. I don't know. But yeah, I do really enjoy raids. Raids are really fun.
Any idea on your favorite NPC?
I think Party Pete.
Okay.
I think Party Pete in the OG Falador party room, because I used to go to him every week when I was a child in like 2008 or 9 or something, thinking that he'd give me a party hat one day. Never did, by the way. Never once.
Have you ever owned a party hat?
Yeah.
And what happened?
Okay, so this is a sad story. This is a really sad story. But me and my friend Nathan were at the famed Sand Casino one day, and we started with, I think it was 10 mil, maybe less actually. It might have been less. It was either 10 mil or like 100k. It was one or the two. And in 9.5 hours, we went from whatever number it was to 9.5 bill. And we were like, holy fucking shit, like we're rich. What do we do? And we were like, all right, let's just put the money together and get a party hat and we'll share it. And I was like, Pog, I'm down. So we got a purple party hat for 8.5 bill. We staked the last bill and a half and lost because we were like, yeah, we got a party hat now, boys. We don't need anything else. We got status. We're good. We got us little pictures and everything. And the staker fever kicked in. And we were like, yo, we could both have a party hat, you know? We were like, wait. I was like, wait, what do you mean? And he was like, yo, imagine this, right? Just imagine this scenario. We're at the duel arena. P party hat. And I was like, wait, what? And he was like, yeah, dude, let's go stake the party hat and we can have two. And I was like, but we could lose it. And he was like, yeah, but we could have two. And I was like, fuck it, you only live once. Anyway, long story short, 8.5 hours, 9.5 hours to make the 9.5 bill, 3 seconds to lose it.
Well, I mean, you know, it's a memory. And to be honest, if you started with 100k, it's not like you ever really lost that much.
You know what the issue is with me and creating sad memories? I have an IRL problem with getting them tattooed on my goddamn body. So I'm going to have a goddamn purple party hat and I'm going to have a hill giant on my leg. I'm just going to be a walking canvas for what not to do in RuneScape. Oh, god damn it. But yeah, I went to America to meet him and we both got the same tattoo. After we'd lost it as well. Yeah. After we'd lost it. So we knew what we were doing, but yeah.
Not something you look fondly back on.
Yeah. Yeah, very fondly. Oh, it's all fun. It's all good times.
So recently you started doing a bit of old school. Obviously, initially you said you were drawn to Runescape 3 because it's the prettier game, as you said.
Yeah.
What made you go and try old school?
Well, okay, I wasn't drawn to RuneScape 3 because it was the prettier game. I'll explain that because I played through the release of EOC and everything. Yeah. So I already knew what to expect. I started watching RS3 over old school because it was prettier to look at.
Okay.
On Twitch. Now, I tried old school years ago and thoroughly enjoyed the nostalgia but hated the game. Didn't really know why. The reason that I tried old school again lately is because of the amount of double XPs and the instability of the market and how easy things were to train in RS3. And I fucking fell in love with it all over again with old school. I really like it. I like how long it takes to train skills. I like the grindy aspect of it. I like seeing sort of what's different because it's not 07scape anymore. It's just not. There's
so
a lot
many
of updates.
Yeah.
It's like a whole new game, and I'm looking forward to trying out the stuff that I never got to try out in 2007 up through 2012. Because like raids, holy shit, they look fun.
Well, yeah, how many new bosses are there in old school now? There's so many.
Oh god, there's tons. I mean, there's Cerberus, there's Vetion, there's so many.
Raids.
All the raids bosses, yeah. There's the new Nightmare, which is kind of like
AOD clone thing, yeah.
Well, see, this is the thing because I made the mistake of my second old school stream. I got raided by Curtis MMORPG, and obviously he has a very big community. And I made the mistake of saying, "Wait, don't you guys have AOD now?" They were like, "It's not AOD, Smork. It's very different, Smork." But they were really nice about it. They were like, "It looks a lot like AOD, but mechanic wise, it's very different." Believe it or not, a lot of the old school watchers actually play RS3 as well. They just don't enjoy watching it for some reason.
I mean, I guess it is a harder game to watch. There's no two ways about it. It's a lot harder to follow what's going on in RS3 than it is on old school.
True. Yeah. Like, yeah, no, you're not wrong.
It's something that's come up a lot in the interviews. It's just the fact you've got so many different interfaces. Every streamer has a different layout, so no one knows quite what to see.
We actually spoke to a lot of the JMods and Mod Warden at the last Runefest in 2019, and I can't remember who it was that brought it up in the content creator room. I know it was Ryan and a couple of other people agreed, but I can't remember who originally brought the point up. But it was just to have a library of interfaces that you can just download, and it just literally fills out the interface. Because right now, what people do, and I get this all the goddamn time, is they watch streamers and then they say, "Do you mind if I copy your interface?" God no, why would I mind? Like, it doesn't affect me. If you like the look of it, do it. But then why not create something where you can upload your own interface onto like a portal, and then people can search for it and then download it from there? It'd make, like, especially newer player experiences so much better.
Yeah, literally like the Steam Workshop, but for RS.
Exactly.
And you could also do that for ability bars and stuff as well, I guess.
Easily. Yeah. And it's something that they spoke about implementing, but I haven't heard anything about it since.
Yeah.
So I'm not too sure.
Whether that's a PAG-related thing, although we'll have to see what comes out of that, because it sounds like there's a lot of interesting topics and stuff they've been discussing. It's just be interesting to see how much of it actually makes the light of day.
Definitely.
They've got the time for it.
Yeah, I agree fully. It'd be a really good addition, I think, though.
The interface library.
Mm-hmm.
Another set of menus.
I'd use it myself just to have a look and see what other people use and see if there's anything that I could like improve on.
Well, yeah, there's so many little hidden bits of the interface that unless you go in and actually look for, you'll never realize you can do. Like the Slayer counter, I probably wouldn't have realized that existed unless I was told by Wazzy. Like,
oh really?
Yeah. Like, I had my interface set up how I wanted it, and then I went round his once and we did a stream on his thing.
Yeah.
I logged in and he was like, "What is that?" And I was like, I don't know. I don't know half the stuff. So then we went through all the different menus and found it. And it took a while.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
I ain't surprised. But yeah, it's the little hidden gems like that are usually kind of like quality of life, useful things that a lot of people do miss, and they are very, very useful. I like them a lot.
So if we move to your experience at Runefest, because you obviously covered it a little bit there, how was that?
How was Runefest?
Yeah.
Amazing. I absolutely loved Runefest, everything about it. I think that the best part of it for me was Spoonsfest. It wasn't even necessarily like the new content updates and stuff. It was just it was getting to know people and see people in person instead of just behind a screen. Like, I mean, I'd already met a few people. I'd already met Cash, so I knew how much of a dickhead Cash was already. No, I absolutely love him. I fucking love Cash. And Ryan, I'd obviously never met because he's in Canada. We're in the UK, so it's a long way. So like meeting Ryan for the first time, and meeting Omid and even Jammer. Like, Jammer doesn't stream. Jammer's a long-time viewer of Ryan and Cash, and like just a friend. And just meeting all these people and getting to know them properly and hanging out with them in person. It was actually really fucking depressing to leave that place after that.
And it was a big shame that Spoons shut at midnight and they kicked everyone out.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree. There was the hotel open next to it that a lot of people didn't know about, that were happy to serve people till like 4 a.m. But it kind of just got too messy. But I thought it was my first Runefest. It was my first ever Runefest, and the actual event itself was amazing. Meeting all the other content creators, even the old school content creators in the creator room upstairs and everything. Like, I saw people that I never expected to see.
Yeah.
Like, in my entire life. So I don't know, it was new, it was different. It was a really good like networking opportunity as well. And I'm really upset that they're not doing it this year, but I understand why. Because Rune Flu itself is a pain in the backside. I can't imagine Corona Rune Flu.
No.
I don't think you got a chance at surviving that.
I'm hoping that we're not waiting until October next year for one. I'm hoping they're looking early next year, but
that's not gonna happen.
yeah.
I don't think that'd happen purely because they usually, in my head, the reason they wait is because it's actually kind of cold outside, and inside the venue it's really warm. Can you imagine if they did Runefest now, dude, with the heat wave that we're having in the UK? I'd die. I'd melt into a puddle of slime.
I can imagine the smell as well.
Oh god! Oh god! Oh, stop! All right, just Jagex, just wait until October 2021.
Or do it in February when it's still cold.
Yes, yeah, that's an even better idea. Oh god, yeah,
well,
the smell, dude.
It'll be 20-year anniversary next year, won't it? 2001.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy shit, yeah.
Big plans, maybe. We'll see.
Yeah, let's do Runefest in Spain.
That's even hotter.
I'm thinking outside. All right, Norway then, Northern Lights. I'm thinking outside the box here. Maybe then they'll do Violet is Blue too.
Sorry. Egypt, well, let's just have a Caribbean themed Runefest.
Isn't that like a touchy subject for RuneScape since they changed all the names of the NPCs?
It's a desert.
I bet you're glad I didn't choose Ali as the NPC, my favorite NPC.
Well, there's still one in game, right?
Wait, did they change it back so there's only still one?
No, I'm sure there's always been one.
Didn't they change every single person's name in Ocarina to Ali?
No, they changed it from Ali.
No.
Yeah, so it used to be Ali because the quest was that you had to find the right Ali, and the joke was that everyone was called a different version of Ali. But then for the diversity, they changed it out, so the quest doesn't make any sense anymore.
Oh, did they not? Okay.
They didn't.
Did they not update the quest?
No. Like, what I heard a good suggestion was that you keep the names of Ali until you complete the quest, and once the quest's complete, then you change the names back to what they should be. But
and you are the diversity king. You made that change. In-game.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, I guess it's that they were putting on a show or an act for it. I can't remember the exact plot line of the quest, but it's something about hiding an identity, so it would have made sense.
Feel it.
But...
I feel it. Definitely.
So did you get much of a chance to speak to J-Mods at Runefest? Any favourites in particular?
Favourite J-Mods? Don't do this to me, dude.
Your favourite child?
Hold on. What do you mean fingerprint access has been locked? Oh my god. All right. I can't actually find... I can find it because it's my background. There you go. You see that?
I can see a blurry that because obviously you're using your fancy DSLR. There we go. Beautiful.
It's ramen. Kyle has always been one of my favorite J-Mods, but also Porky is fucking adorable. Kind of terrifying as well because Porky was so so we were waiting in the queue for the first day of Runefest going in. This fucking thing tapped me on the shoulder, and it was this huge ass fucking dinosaur. And I was like, and it was just like, follow me. I was like, okay, I'm not gonna say no. And it was because we had the wrong bands on. We didn't know where to go for the content creator bands or anything, so we just had the normal front door ones, and we fucking followed this dinosaur for like 10 minutes, not knowing who the fuck it was, and then he took the thing off and it was Porky, and I was like, oh, that makes sense. I was like, oh, this is Runefest. This is just what's gonna happen now.
Yeah, that was the thing, I guess, that I was surprised at the most, was just you had them literally walking around everywhere. You could chat to any of them.
Dude, the people in the costumes as well, I can't imagine how hot they were. I know Willow, when she was in the Carapac outfit, was roasting, and she's only a tiny human being. Like, she's all small and cute, and she was sweating, and she took the Carapac head off, and every time she took it off, she just went and then just sweat. Like, do you want some water? Like, it was bad.
And this is in the era of like 3D printed cosplays. Imagine before when it had to be all like handmade stuff that I'm sure was a load heavier as well.
I think.
Because some of the materials
Wait,
they
I
can
think
use.
she did hand make it, didn't she?
So the Carapax stuff, she all like designed on 3D on Blender, I think.
Holy shit!
And then
Okay.
had the bits printed off, and obviously put everything together afterwards.
Yeah.
There's a lot of like behind the scenes footage she's put on both her YouTube, and then I've included a lot in her interview as well.
That's super
It's very
cool.
interesting stuff.
Dude, I love keeping up with Willow's cosplays on Twitter. The Mewtwo one she did,
Mhm.
and the
That's still being worked on.
The Illidari one she did for World of Warcraft as well. Oh, they're so good, so good. I love them.
Okay, so speaking of other games, what other games do you like to play? What's your favorite at the moment? And then we'll go favorite of all time after.
Oh god, okay, that's actually really hard. It's hard for me to have a sort of favorite game at the moment because it's tough. That's a tough question. The only games that I really play off stream are things like Call of Duty and things like that. On stream, Minecraft. Minecraft's a good shout. I only recently started playing that, but I'm loving it.
It's crazy,
Again,
man.
it's just because it's like getting all the community together. Like I made it as like a thing for a few people that wanted it, and then I log on one morning and there's like 10, 15 people on when I'm usually asleep, and it's like, what's going on? It's just great, like watching like an entire world be created around you. I don't know. I find it really interesting.
Yeah, it's crazy how well it's like lasted as well.
Yeah, dude. Like the mod packs and texture packs and everything are obviously keeping it going as well, because the way that I have it running doesn't even look like Minecraft.
Good old ray tracing as well now, right?
Yeah, but it's only on the Windows editions, not the Java edition with everything else, so I can't even use ray tracing. But the shader packs pretty much make it look like it anyway, just nowhere near as good. Yeah.
So Minecraft.
Yeah, Minecraft's one of them. Call of Duty is definitely another. I really do like COD. I'll tell you what, I'm waiting for my new favorite game to come out, and I already know it's going to be my new favorite game.
Okay.
And it's Elden Ring.
Which is what? Because I don't actually think I've heard of this. Are
you a fan of Dark Souls?
Not hugely, if I'm honest. I'm sorry to disappoint you.
I'm leaving.
Hey, no, when I say not hugely, I've not played them. So, you know.
Okay.
And I don't know. I don't know if I would have the patience for it, if I'm being honest.
I thought the same. And I didn't. I didn't have the patience, but I fucking loved the game, so I sort of powered through it. So, Elden Ring it's made by... Wait, let me get this right, because I fucked this up once, and I felt like the biggest idiot. It is made by Miyazaki, who makes Dark Souls, but it's also made by somebody else. George R.R. Martin. So it's going to be very sort of medieval style. It's going to have Lord of the Rings vibes, so it's going to fit perfectly with the Twitch channel theme, since everything is knightly and Lord of the Rings themed. And I'm just really fucking excited for it. It was meant to be out already, but with Corona and previous to that, it just got delayed for unknown reasons. But it should be coming in 2020, and I'm keeping my heart open for it. I'm excited.
Yeah, I can never be too sad when a game's delayed, because you know it's been delayed for good reasons.
Especially when it's a game that is as... I don't know the word for it, but usually games like Dark Souls that are notoriously difficult need a lot of fine-tuning. Because they don't want to make it too difficult and they don't want to make it too easy.
I guess it's balanced, isn't it? It's finding the right balance.
It's balanced in the enemy's favor, but it's still balanced. Yeah, which is good. That's how I like it. I like really difficult games.
So, I guess we've also found out why the last couple of Game of Thrones books haven't come out. He's been working on Elden Ring.
Yeah. Been working pretty hard on it as well, I think. So it's interesting. I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait. I just can't wait for all the main characters to die. In the game, by the way, not the books.
Yeah. So, obviously, we've briefly mentioned Dark Souls there.
Uh-huh.
How did you first fall in love with it, I guess?
I was very young. Dark Souls 1 had just come out on PS3. I got home from school. I'd had a really shitty day. In fact, I say I was really young. No, maybe I wasn't, and maybe it hadn't just come out. I think I was about 16 because I just started my own like part-time job as well. I'd had a really shitty day at school. Got home, or college, whatever it was at that time. Laid on my bed. I had a look how much it was, and I didn't have enough money for it. And then my mum came upstairs and was like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "Just looking at stuff." And then she saw it and she was like, "Do you want the game?" I was like, "PogChamps in the chat, boys." I didn't actually say that, obviously, because I didn't know about Twitch at that point. But yeah, she bought me the game, and then I spent the best part of the next 2 weeks just no-lifing the hell out of it, completing it on New Game +1, New Game +2, all the way to New Game +7, and fell in love with it. There's not like quests. There are quests, but they're more like mini hidden storylines that you have to try really fucking hard to figure out how to do. And then there's like multiple different endings as well that are kind of hidden. So, and there's bosses that you don't even encounter unless you go hard out of your way and look for them.
So for the completionist, there's so much there.
Yes, yeah. Definitely. And then there's PvP as well. You can invade other people's games, which is just... It's the craziest thought ever. Can you imagine playing RuneScape in a Telos kill and then Orion invades you? Just like, nah, psych. You're not killing this today.
I mean, to be fair, the J-Mods have had a few attempts at that. Turning up as penguins and a second Solak in an instance I've seen.
Are you talking about the instance that it was the one that I was in?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I've seen there be 2 Solaks in an instance. I think it might have been Shogun.
So Shogun,
not sure.
On my first Lootskip, I was doing Solak with Ryan and Cash and Sahel and Elisa and everybody. And Shogun came in. And because there was one extra person in the instance that shouldn't be there, he stole my loot. And then he started spawning penguins everywhere. And then I remember watching Ryan's Telos kill where he turned him into a goby.
Mm-hmm.
And Ryan was saying, "I don't want to be a Joby anymore." And it was like my favorite time ever watching Ryan because it was hilarious. But yeah.
So back to Dark Souls. Did you do that like PvP element a lot? Or
Yeah, I loved it, dude. I loved fucking up other people's progress. As awful as that sounds, it happened so much to me as I was on like the grind that I was like, when I get to that level, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna get good at it. And I did. I was the parrying king. I learned how to like avoid every attack and just troll people. In fact, there was a bug once. There was a bug where you could invade into boss arenas.
Oh dear.
Which was very
I can
fun.
only imagine.
That was very, very, very fun, yeah. Because it started in Dark Souls 2. There was actually a boss where the boss summons you as a PvP phantom, and you could kill people in the boss arena, but then people kind of found a way to do it in Dark Souls 3. Into any boss arena. And it was fun just to see people's reactions. They usually just stood still and let the boss kill them in shock.
Yeah.
It was just like
distraction and
it was just like, how the fuck is there a red phantom in the boss arena? Shit. But yeah, it was fun. It was fun.
Obviously, there's some pretty insane runs of Dark Souls games as well, like the no-hit runs and that sort of thing.
One of my all-time favorite streamers, who was the first ever streamer that I started watching on Twitch, the Happy Hob. Yeah, I don't want to say his real name just in case people don't know it, but people probably do. He's a very big streamer now. When I started watching him, he only averaged like 20 to 30 viewers. Now he averages 6,000.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, dude, I don't know. Those no-hit runs that he does, like at the minute he's doing the God Run 2, which is where he has to no-hit every single Soulsborne and Sekiro game back to front in a row without taking a hit. And if he does get hit, he starts from the beginning. What?
Like, why would you do that to yourself?
He's already done it without Sekiro being in the mix, so that's 6 games back to back without being hit, but now he's chosen to do one extra and just add another game in there. The dude's insane. Like I said, I've known him for years and years, and he just keeps up in the scale, keeps up in the level.
Hang on, what's the 6th one? Or are we talking about Dark Souls and Dark Souls Remastered?
No, so there was Demon Souls,
Dark Souls, of course, yeah.
Dark Souls 2 and 3, Bloodborne.
Yep. Sekiro.
Wait, Sekiro, and then what else? Am I missing one? No.
That's it. That's it. Yeah, I skipped Demon Souls. Yeah.
It's because Demon Souls is only on PlayStation 3, so nobody ever thinks of it anymore.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite of the
favorite Dark Souls?
Well, of the entire like FromSoft lineup, I guess.
I haven't fully played Sekiro yet, so that's something I'm looking forward to doing. Oh, yeah, I'd probably say Dark Souls 3. Oh, God, actually. It's between Dark Souls 3 and Dark Souls 1 for the like story and the gameplay. Dark Souls 3 definitely for the gameplay. Dark Souls 2 for PvP. There's just a lot more to do in Dark Souls 2 for PvP. There's a lot more like variety of builds you can go with. And the fashion, dude. You gotta get the fashion going in Dark Souls 2. You can get a turkey drumstick as a weapon, dude. It's amazing. Just knock people flying into the air with a big turkey leg.
Fish are quite a common weapon in some games as well, isn't it? Slapping people with a kipper.
That brings me back to the old Tom and Jerry video game days. It genuinely does on PlayStation 1, dude. Oh, God.
What is your first gaming memory?
First gaming memory is playing on the Dreamcast. Probably playing on the Dreamcast or playing Crash Bandicoot at my nana's. I can't remember the game on the Dreamcast, but it was a fighting game in the style of like Tekken, where my favorite character was this robot that had these rockets that you could fire out, and it was called Power something, Power Gem, Power Battle. I don't know.
It's not ringing any bells.
No, it was amazing, and I always try to remember the name of it, and I never can. But it was on Dreamcast. Dreamcast was an underrated console for sure. What about you? What was yours? First gaming memory?
Probably.
Don't say Club Penguin.
No, of course not. It's gonna be. No, it'll either be watching my dad play Age of Empires, the first one.
Okay.
So he'd always play it in the evening.
Yeah.
And we'd be meant to go to bed at like 6 or 7 or whatever time it was. And then I'd just sneak out and watch him play it for like an hour and a half while my mum was downstairs. And then she'd come up for like to deliver a tea to him, and I'd just disappear into the bedroom again. So cute. I'm pretty sure that's the first memory I can think of is like Age of Empires, the first one.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it would be when I got, and then first console I had would have been Game Boy Color.
Game Boy Color?
Yeah, I was actually kind of late into consoles and stuff, because it was GameCube was the first home console we got.
Game Boy Color. Did you have the Pokemon Yellow where you had the little
I had that edition. Yeah, I got that edition, and it came with the magnifying thing with a light on it on the top. It's probably it's still in these cupboards somewhere. Like
that actually brings me back to the days of being in like primary school with the Game Boy, with the Game Boy Advance actually, with the little light on top, and then my mum used to come up and like check on me to make sure I was asleep. I used to turn the light off, put it under my pillow, pretend to be asleep, and then as soon as she was gone, I was like, "Fuck yes, okay, back to Grand Theft Auto on the PSP." Dude, I don't know how I survived as a kid. I had no sleep. I was just always gaming. Do not recommend.
I mean, look where it's got you, though.
Yeah, sleeping for 12 hours a day every day. I'm still catching up from when I was 7.
And doing gaming for a living is the other part of it, you know?
Yeah.
Did you ever think that would be the case?
No. No. Never. Not once. Even when I started doing it, I never thought I'd be able to do this shit for a living. It's a weird feeling because, like, I don't know. I never ever expected it, and I remember telling my mum that I started streaming. She was like, "What the fuck is that?" And I was like, "So you know, like you watch Emmerdale?" I was like, "Imagine people watching me play a game that is Emmerdale." And she was like, "Sounds like the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my entire life, Brandon." I was like, "Yeah, that's probably a really bad analogy, to be honest. I could have thought of something a bit better than that." But I just said to her, I was like, it's people watching me play games and talking to them and having like a community that like just meme and joke around with each other and have a good laugh. And she was like, "All right, sounds like fun. How do you make money from that?" And I was like, "I don't," because I didn't at the time.
No.
It was when I first died. And she was like, "But I thought you said you watch all these people that do it as like a job." And I was like, "Yeah, but that's like one in literally millions
Yeah.
that get to do that as like a full-time job, and it's people that have been doing it for years and years and years." And she was like, "Oh, okay, well, enjoy." And then what? Fuck. 8 months, 9 months later, I went to her saying, "I'm doing the first trial of trying it full time." And she was like, "Hold on a minute, this don't make any sense. I thought you said it took years and years." And I was like, "I don't know." I didn't know how to explain it because, like,
Yeah.
I'd never, I'd never really seen it, so it was a lot to take in for me. And then she was obviously concerned. My dad's always supported it like hella because my dad's always known what it is. He's a big gamer himself. And then my mum started. She's one of those people that doesn't believe it until she sees it.
Right.
So it took a lot for her to kind of see it. And as soon as I could show her like the paychecks coming through for a couple of months, and don't get me wrong, it wasn't as much as I was making in my full-time job, but it was enough to pay rent and my bills and to get by, and that's all I wanted. Like, as long as I make enough to do that,
You're doing a
I
job
could
you really enjoy.
exactly.
There's nothing more you can ask for.
I wouldn't change this shit for the world, literally for anything. And obviously, I took a big dip when I switched from purely streaming RuneScape 3 to other games, but then it kind of solidifies the community a bit as well because it shows you who's going to be there for what type of games, and it's just really nice. It's nice, and then you meet new people as well. I've met so many new people this past 2 months because of lockdown, streaming different games.
Yeah.
And it's just insane, dude. It's honestly insane. But yeah, she, as soon as told her, she actually called me one day. She was like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "I'm at work." And she was like, "It's Saturday." And I was like, "Yeah, I quit my job." And she was like, "What?" I was like, "Yeah, I quit my job. I'm streaming full time now." This was after the split when I went solo. Everything had happened. She thought I was having like a midlife fucking crisis, dude. And I told her to watch and see what it was all about. And then she was like, "Shit, I get it now." And I was like, "Get in." Like, she understands. Let's go.
Because it's so much more than just watching the person.
Massively.
Yeah.
Massively. Like, people say all the time, like, "Oh yeah, I've got this person's a viewer." It's, I mean, I know technically under the what they're called on Twitch, they are a viewer. They're on the viewer list. They're not just viewers, dude. It's not. It's like a little family. It's like a community, a little family. You've got your friends. You've got the toxic, better Twitch TV emote spammers who you love and adore. Redfire. No, there's so many, but I love every single aspect of it. I actually love it. It's great.
Is there any one thing you'd change about how Twitch is, though? Or do you think they've pretty much perfected it?
What, Twitch? Oh god, Twitch is a long way from perfection, dude. Twitch is a very long way from perfection. They need to sort their terms of service out and make sure they're actually banning people for breaking terms of service, even if it's slightly, so then they can crack down on it and it can be a more enjoyable place all around. I also think they need to add quality options to every single streamer and not just partners, because it's so counterproductive. It's unbelievable.
Well, that's a random thing. Cause I swear it used to be on like all affiliates would have
You'll
the
notice
options.
you'll notice a bigger change since lockdown because the way it
Yeah,
works is they reserve all of the quality options for partners because they like to stream in higher quality, which takes up more of their network. It takes up
yeah.
more of Twitch's network, and then the affiliates down at the bottom are stuck with whatever's left.
So
So
it's
it's kind of who goes live first.
yep. Who
But
takes that spot?
but with
Yeah.
Twitch being a worldwide thing, you've got no way of knowing. Like you just don't. It's kind of like asking for PID at the duel arena. You know, you can never guarantee that kind of thing's going to happen. It's a press go live and hope for the best. But it sucks because a lot of people that watch me like to keep me off of background noise and talk to me while they're playing other games, but they can't watch in 720p or 1080p. They have to watch it in like 160.
Yeah, because their internet's
So
not good enough to play the other game without getting ping or whatever. And yeah,
exactly, and it's like the people that are starting to play Minecraft as well. Jinx is one of the lovely VIPs in the chat, for example, that can't watch the stream in 720 while playing Minecraft because it lags too much.
yeah,
So there's a lot of things to it. They're on the right path. They are definitely on the right path to improving. They're doing a lot of really nice, cool new things. Uh, the new channel page, for example, is incredible. It's really good, and I think it's a really good way of making people's channels more discoverable because that's one thing that Twitch has never been. It's
it's
never been a platform for discoverability. That's why every single person you will see online that has made it will say they came from YouTube or they came from having a massive Twitter audience or they came from TikTok or something. Uh
well, they
barely
came
anybody
from
nowadays,
esports, like yeah,
barely anybody nowadays just makes it on Twitch. They have to have another audience somewhere else that they bring over to be able to get up in that directory to gain a bigger audience. Um It's just the way it is. Twitch needs to be more discover. They need to make people more discoverable. I noticed the first issue months ago, years ago actually, when Fortnite was first a thing. And it was with huge games like that where they have hundreds of thousands of viewers. You can't scroll down to people that have one viewer and zero viewers.
yep.
They don't exist according to Twitch. They are definitely live, but they
They
don't
just can't
exist.
be
You can't
seen.
get there.
Yeah,
Yeah, let me sort the can out. Sorry, 2 seconds.
What's the cat's head banging?
She sat in a carrier bag.
hey, they're comfy, you know.
They're fucking noisy as well.
It's so good, man.
Let me turn my I'll turn my threshold up 2 seconds. That might be a little bit better. I'll just sit closer to the mic. All right.
If I'm
Sorry about
honest, I
that.
wasn't hearing a huge amount coming through, so it's all
All
good.
right, sweet. That sounds good. All right. But
So
yeah.
yeah, I mean they have obviously made the changes to the like directory page now, which like recommended rather than defaulting highest to lowest viewers.
Yeah.
So like I said, it's a positive change, and also have it just, I guess for me, like the host feature and the raids
Hmm.
and everything like that is the discoverability factor.
It
It's
is,
not. It's
but
obviously not
it's
discovering, and it depends on who's using it. But it does get people to new places.
raids and hosts and things. A lot of the bigger streamers don't use it to make smaller streamers more discoverable.
They use it for
They
their
use it.
friends.
No, not even that, dude. They use it for networking. They use
Yeah,
it for growing their own viewer base because if you go into a stream with, say, if you've got 300 viewers and you raid somebody that's got 300 viewers, their audience is going to be like, oh shit, this person plays the same game and has the same amount of viewers. I'm going to check them out.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
it makes sense from a businessy standpoint, but I hate looking at things on Twitch as a business standpoint because I started it as a hobby and it always feels like that.
It's just a place to entertain rather than a.
Yeah, but they definitely do need to get better with discoverability. Like there are certain measures in place to make it possible. Uh, but they need better algorithms for things. Like if you go onto the Twitch homepage, for example, what's the first thing that comes up? Let's have a look. Live channels we think you'll like, and it's all channels that I follow. It's Old School RS, it's Stallion, it's Cashdack, it's Omid, and it's Nightinator. It's all channels that I follow. Live channels we think you'll like shouldn't be on your follower list because you can see those on the left. That's
Yeah.
one example.
And you get notifications. Like,
Yeah,
yeah.
categories we think you'll like. Every single one of them are categories that I follow on Twitch because I stream those things. It's Old School, it's RuneScape 3, just chatting, Apex, Minecraft. And then this is the kind of thing that I really like to see. They've got While the Happy Hob is Offline. So that's a channel that I watch a lot. And then it's got 1, 2, 3, 4. It's got 5 channels there that I don't follow, and I've only heard of 2 of them that are streaming the same games. I like that. I really like that. They need to do a lot more about that. And then I guess they've got a section for active hype trains, which makes zero sense. Yeah, they've got a section called All Aboard the Hype Train. If I click into one, I'll see if they've got a hype train going. That's the weirdest thing I've ever seen.
So that's people that are watching Twitch literally to get hype train emotes. What? What?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, it literally
I didn't even know
isn't
those
it?
people existed. But
No.
yeah, it is.
What is the point?
I mean, so Twitch can make more money.
Yeah. But
But yeah, I don't know. And then like it says here as well, recommended Old School channels, recommended RS3 channels, all accounts that I already follow.
yeah. I mean, obviously the very top part of the Twitch front page is all sponsored and organised streams and that sort of thing. Because like for the Game Blast weekend back in February, there were quite a few RuneScape streamers that got front page places.
Yeah.
Which was pretty crazy to see, really. And it was quite funny looking at their chats because everyone was like view bots, and it's like, nah, it's the front page.
Yeah,
The
front page can
effect.
do wonders for people, dude. It can literally do wonders for people. But yeah, there's a lot. Yeah, that's the main thing for Twitch, in my opinion, just making people's content more discoverable. But like I said, they're on the right track. They've got the new channel pages where you can post a 30-second kind of short clip of like a 30-second ad of your stream.
Yeah. So
Perfect.
like, kind of like YouTube has their like channel trailer when you first go to a page. Yeah.
It's exactly what it is. Yeah, it's a Twitch channel trailer. It's great.
Yeah.
Really good.
So, how did the streaming start? Like, we've kind of covered it a little bit, but like, what kind of setup and stuff were you using? Did you start? Because obviously it has changed a lot since then. How's the the tech journey changed?
Oh fuck. Okay. So started with obviously the duo, me and my ex-girlfriend. We were sat. We only had one laptop between us. It was a really shitty laptop with a really shitty laptop webcam and a really shitty laptop mic. And we both said we wanted to stream for the longest time. And I think we both did very different things when it came to stream. A lot of the community have said that to me as well. Like they noticed 2 completely different things from 2 different people. Like one was more focused on sort of the chat side of things. One was more focused on just playing the game, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Which works in a duo kind of thing, just not in like a solo setting. You kind of need to do both.
Yes, of course.
But with the first ever setup, it was insane. It was insane. It was a laptop, and that is it. Webcam where it could only fit one of us in, and a microphone where you couldn't even hear me when I was sat right next to it. And then the first shit. What was the first upgrade after that? It was
Did you get a second computer so you both had one, or
no? I think oh god, you know what? I can't. I think it was just a webcam. Just a webcam and mic, and still on one
laptop.
Yeah, but she got I think Ellie ended up getting a gaming laptop. Which, if anybody is going to be watching this and is thinking of doing something similar, please don't get a laptop. Do not get a gaming laptop. It is for streaming. If you only want to stream RuneScape, it's fine, but I can guarantee you at some point you want to branch out and try to do other things, and you won't be able to do everything with a gaming laptop. You need a desktop, even a cheaper one than a laptop, and it works better because of like the CPU and everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, trying to run a stream with 2 people on a laptop was it was the biggest pain in the backside I've ever tried in my entire life. And obviously I was the one trying to do all the tech sort of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It gave me more headaches than I'd like to admit. Fuck. But yeah, and then I ended up getting my PC with 2 monitors, and she did the same. And then that's how we kind of left it. We were still on the very basic mics with the Blue Yetis.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie though, the Blue Yeti was one of my favorite mics.
Mate, this has lasted me 10 years.
Yeah, Blue Yeti is amazing.
It's
for
such
what
a
it is.
solid little thing.
It's so good, so good. The webcam that I had at the time was just the Logitech C920 because it was the cheapest webcam at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. When I went solo, that's when I decided to start upgrading things. So I've obviously got the beefy PC that can hopefully run pretty much anything, but it does struggle with some things. The DSL, well, the microphone was the first major upgrade.
Yeah.
And I was fucking happy with this. This thing's I love this because like I hear myself when I speak.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So I have my own volume on like 88%, just so I know what everything sounds like to make sure there's no background noise and stuff. Hence the cat asleep in a carrier bag. I don't know. But yeah, the microphone is one of my favorite upgrades. The DSLR cam is my favorite upgrade just because of the sort of crisp look of it.
Yeah. Like, just having the depth of field in the background and stuff like that. Because I know,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure some people have done it where they've had a green screen set up. They took a picture of their background beforehand, blurred it, and then put a green screen there. And it will give you a similar effect.
It does. It works
Yeah.
really, really well. If you haven't watched a certain channel on YouTube called Alpha Gaming or Harris Heller, I would massively recommend watching it because that's where they got the idea from. It's a very popular video.
Yeah.
He does a lot for streaming, YouTube, all sorts of content creation. Loads of ideas. He did a video the other day saying a GoPro webcam is actually better than a Logitech webcam, showing you how to do it and everything. It's a really informative channel. Really, really good.
Have you seen stuff like Sushi Dragon?
Oh, what is that?
He's the Twitch streamer, the guy that's got like 9 monitors, all these cameras and stuff attached to him. It's I'll show you a clip after. He's actually insane. It's all live edited by him, and he's got all these different scenes. He's basically painted his entire wall and ceiling green. He used to have a camera on the ceiling, cameras there, like literally his own basic studio thing.
What the
Sushi Dragon.
The Sushi Dragon? Oh,
Yeah.
let me drop this last live 4 days ago.
Yeah, he doesn't go live very often, but when he does, it's an event.
Okay, yeah, I'm going to minimize that for a bit because I'm scared.
So adding things to the stream, what's been the favourite thing you've added? Like, obviously you've got your jelly beans you do now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like to call them the Satan spawn beans. I think my favorite thing that I've added is the sound alerts. I really like the sound alerts because I've always had the mindset. I was gonna call it a headset, then I was like, no, that's what this is. Wait, what? No, the mindset that people who are supporting you should be given something back in return, no matter how big or small. So I always try to. So like the top gift subber of the month in my stream gets free merch. They get VIP for life. They get like whatever I can think of at the time to thank them for supporting so much. Because like without the supporting people, I wouldn't be able to do this as a job.
Yeah. Of course.
And then the sound alerts. So like people can cheer bits in channels and people can gift subs, and it'll do the bidding, like it'll do an alert. Whereas people like to terrify the fucking ever living shit out of me when I stream. So like if people do 300 bits, it's a gunshot.
Mm-hmm.
If people do like 600 bits, it's realistic knocking. So I think someone's knocking on my door. If people do like 4 gift subs or something, it's a hella loud scream, which terrifies me whenever I'm playing horror games or any game for that matter. Like 10 gift subs is really fucking loud music for like 10 seconds.
You got the sirens as well.
Yeah, I think that's for 5. But yeah, I like to be able to give the community what they want. If they're going to be supporting me financially and making this shit doable, why wouldn't I do that? You know?
Yeah.
I think that's my that's definitely my favorite addition. The beans are also very good.
What is the worst flavor beans?
For me, I'm gonna shock you right now. Okay, so I'll tell you the flavors and I'll rank them for you.
Okay.
All right. So the worst one is toasted marshmallow or stink bug.
Sorry, there's some dogs outside.
Okay.
You might be able to hear them. Yep,
Yeah, I
very
can hear
happy.
them.
Every time. So there's dogs in like a garden across the road, and every time any other dog walks past, it just sets them all off.
Fucking hell.
Yep, not fun.
No.
Sorry, back to the beans.
No, you're fine. The worst flavor of all is toasted marshmallow or stink bug.
Right.
Because it just, I mean, I don't know what a stink bug tastes like. I'm not gonna lie, but that bean tastes literally disgusting. It makes me want to vomit. Second worst is probably buttered popcorn or rotten egg, because I hate egg.
Okay. Yeah.
Birthday cake or dirty dishwater is really bad. Coconut and spoiled milk is really bad. Then you have chocolate pudding or canned dog food. Have you ever opened a can of dog food and smelled it?
What a smell that is.
That's
yeah.
exactly what it tastes like, dude. Exactly what it tastes like.
Mm.
Then you got strawberry banana smoothie and dead fish. Pretty disgusting. You got juicy pear and booger. And then you've got the ones that are actually pretty good. Now, don't judge me for this because I get judged daily for this. So there's tutti frutti or stinky socks. Now, stinky socks is just kind of, it's just like you're eating a pair of socks. Like,
just what?
who doesn't do that, right? Yeah, who doesn't do that? The tutti frutti flavor is really fucking good. Like, it's really nice. But then my favorite of all the beans, and I don't care whether I get the good or bad flavor, is licorice or skunk spray. Skunk spray is pretty bomb, dude. It's pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. It's actually not a bad goddamn flavor. I would eat one right now to show you, but I'm actually, surprisingly enough, all out of skunk spray.
So, what would you compare skunk spray to? What does it taste?
I can't. It just it doesn't really taste of much. That's the thing. I actually can't. I can't compare it to anything. It just tastes like I don't know.
There is no comparison.
Yeah, no, there's not. It's just its own taste, but it doesn't taste bad to me.
Have you got a favorite moment in your entire time streaming?
Fuck. A favorite moment in my entire time of streaming.
Yeah. Obviously, recently you've hit your 1K subs on the channel, which is obviously an insane milestone.
Yeah, it was very unexpected, and I kind of just didn't and still don't know how to react to that because I never expected to have that. I don't know. It was crazy. But I feel like that's too recent to add as like a favorite moment. Yeah. Probably the first time Divine Sinner joined the stream and gifted subs, because it was the first time anyone had ever done that, and the feeling of that and it was within like the first 2 months of streaming, so like probably went 2 or 3 weeks with nothing at all. And then the first person came in and just dropped gift subs, and it was just overwhelming. I was like, oh my god, like what? People are paying to watch me be a fucking idiot on RuneScape? What's going on?
It's such a crazy thing to think of. Like, even, 10 years ago, it wouldn't have been. 5 years ago, it would have been almost a crazy thing.
Yeah. It's weird.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's weird to think how far sort of things have gone for me. I know there's been a lot of changes with the channel and stuff with things happening.
Yeah.
But in the time that it's been, everything's just going so goddamn quick, and it's terrifying. Like, in a good way, but it's still scary. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Like, obviously, you always hope it never stops, but sometimes it does.
That's
Just gotta keep going. It's scary because it's being self-employed. You never know what's gonna happen. Never know what's gonna happen. It could all end tomorrow.
Yeah, and it's
That's the scary thing about it.
It's self-employed, relying on other people. It's not self-employed, relying on someone's sink to break or like that sort of thing. It's
see in my head, and I think this is probably one of the reasons that it doesn't feel as pressure to me is I don't necessarily rely on other people. I try to rely on myself.
okay.
As much as I can when it comes to creating content, I rely on myself to come up with the ideas and to put the content. If I have a really bad stream, if I don't hit that daily sub goal, in my head I'm not blaming other people, I'm blaming myself. I'm thinking I didn't do good enough that stream. I need to do better.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I guess it's not the blaming, it's just relying on people still showing up.
Yeah, definitely.
Is a different thing than actually attributing blame, because obviously there are some streamers out there that are so entitled. Oh, Christ.
Oh, wait,
Christ.
What do you mean? You've been here for 5 minutes and you've not subscribed? It's $5, Eddie. You're telling me you work full time and you can't afford $5 for a subscription? I think you're lying. I don't like the fact that you don't want to pay me money for seeing subpar content, Eddie.
Give this man an Oscar.
Yeah. Yeah. I fully understand what you mean. Fully understand what you mean. And I hate that side of things. I actually hate it. Seeing there's people that do it as a joke. Shapurka for I was gonna say for fuck's sake. Then I don't even know why. For example, the Shaper fam obviously knew that it was gonna be a joke, but she copied the video, and then everyone was like, "Oh my god, you're so entitled!" And she's like, "I'm fucking not." She's like the least entitled person I know, dude. It's just funny. It's funny to see how two communities can collide so drastically like that.
How do you deal with doing like 24-hour streams and that sort of thing? How do they? How many 24 hours of streams have you done in the
one?
Just the one.
Yes.
Do you think you'll ever do another?
No, I'm joking. Of course I would. Of course I would. I just do it very, very differently.
Okay.
The way that I did the 24-hour that I did wasn't actually that long ago.
Yeah, I think I tuned into some bits of it towards the end.
You did.
Yeah.
I think it was last month or the month before. But I drank 2 cans of Monster in the first 4 hours.
It's not the way to do it. That's definitely not the way to do it.
Nope.
No.
I found out 17 hours in what you're actually meant to do is drink water and like Dr. Pepper. Not sponsored, by the way. Unfortunately. Yeah. Basically just drink water and sugary drinks, but nothing with caffeine until like the 17th hour, because the 17th hour is when you typically drop. I didn't drop. I fucking plummeted, dude. The Monster had got out of my system. Everything else had. I basically had my head on my desk while playing marbles with everyone, and I was just like, when is it over, dude? Exclamation mark, uptime. Oh, it was bad. It was bad. But I kind of picked up energy again on like the 19th hour for like the last 5 hours ish. So
over Christmas I did overnights at my work sorting out people's orders, and there was a period that everyone that was doing them from about 2:30 until 3:30, everyone like dropped in energy, and then suddenly there was like this euphoric wave of energy. So everyone that was coming in the morning at like 5:30, 6 o'clock to do their shifts, and we were just buzzing. I don't know what it was, but it was like 5 of them in a row, and every day.
Dude, it happens. It happened to me when I worked nights. But in terms of 12-hour streams and things like that, I'm in a bit of a pickle right now because I don't know what the plan is going forward. I'm trying to think of a new schedule that works for me, and I'm thinking of taking 2 days off a week and streaming every other day for 10 to 12 hours. But I feel like that could be a lot.
So yeah,
I feel like 10 to 12 hours a day for 5 days it could be a lot.
I mean, it's something that's come up like with most streamers, is the fact that people don't realize how much it takes out of you streaming.
Yeah, it does.
So,
it does. And it's not even that talking to chat for so long, and it's not playing games for so long, because I can play games for 24 hours and not have any issues. It's something. It's literally all it is for me is something in the back of your head saying you need to be entertaining 24/7.
Yeah. That nagging feeling in your brain. Like, I've done a few
Yeah.
streams, but I get to like 3 hours in and I'm like, what do I
Yeah.
do now? Like, you kind
Well,
of,
I
lose
just
like
stopped
a bit.
listening. I stopped listening to that little nagging feeling saying you need to be entertaining 24/7. And if something entertaining happens, then it's great. But like,
Rather than forcing yourself to be entertaining, you just naturally
Yeah.
see what happens. Yeah.
I never have. I've never ever put on like a facade or a false appearance or anything. And that kind of got clarified in my own head, and I was really happy about it at Runefest because everybody that met me was like, "You're literally just like you are on stream. Like you're no different." And I was like, "That's what I fucking mean, dude. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm not different. Like I'm exactly as you see me on stream all the fucking time." And if you find something entertaining, if you find me talking about the story where I slapped myself in the nuts during intercourse by accident amusing, then so be it. Yeah.
Oh dear.
There's a clip for that as well. I'll send you it after. It's pretty bad. Pretty bad. Hence why I'm solo now. No, I'm joking, by the way. I'm joking. It was not the reason. That's not the reason. I just had to. I had to.
Yeah, it's a hard thing to stop yourself being burnt out. Have you ever had days where you just can't stream? Like you feel like just no.
Not recently. Not since going solo.
Okay.
Days where I don't want to stream a certain game, of course.
Yeah.
Ever since lockdown, I've wanted to stream every single day. And I pretty much have. I mean, last goddamn month, or the month before last, I streamed how many hours? I don't even know what an average amount of hours is for me to stream in a month, to be honest. But let's have a look. So during April, I streamed for 185 hours, which was a hell of a lot. Wow. And that was with 0 days off.
That's 6-7 hours a day, pretty much.
Yeah, although most of the time it was longer because I was doing multiple between 12 and 18-hour streams. Because what I was doing is I was getting hooked on story games, which I fucking love playing on stream. They just cost a lot, and there's not much replayability, so I can't do them every month. But yeah, dude, the story games like Life is Strange, for example, I started it up, finished it in one stream, 17.5 hours without even realizing. And then the stream after, I was like, right, chat, we're doing Life is Strange 2. I'm starting and finishing it today. I don't care what you say. Like, I was hooked, dude. I fucking loved it. But then, you get that fight in you that makes you want to do more story games, and then you realize they cost like $60 each, and you realize that you don't make $60 an hour, so you can't do that. It's frustrating, but I absolutely love story games. Story games have brought in a new passion to streaming for me.
Yeah, it's because, especially if people haven't played the games before.
Yeah,
it's that classic. It's the old YouTube Let's Play, isn't it? But with interaction.
The thing is with me, the only story games that I've played in my entire life is Skyrim, one of my all-time favorite games, and parts of The Witcher 3. And there was one more that chat brought up the other day that I can't remember what it is now. But it's one that I would have never ever played on stream anyway.
Right. Yeah.
I don't like playing games that I've already played. I like to do blind playthroughs. But luckily enough, I've always been an MMO kind of guy and not a story game kind of guy. So most of the story
library.
games, it's great. I love it. But there's so many that I want to play. There's like the Heavy Rain. There's I always forget what this game's called, but it's like a choice game where you're in the woods, in the dark. It's the guy that plays Freddie Mercury.
Wait, is that the one? Until Dawn, is it that?
Yes, that's the one. That's the one. Yeah. I really want to play that one. That's going to be the next one for sure. I might break the bank actually and play that tomorrow. I don't know. See, talking about it gets me excited. It gets me excited. I want to switch to be able to play like Breath of the Wild and stuff as well, but obviously they're all out of stock.
Oh yeah, get a Switch Lite, you know? That'd be a really good experience.
Can't stream off Switch
No,
Lite.
exactly.
So I'd just be there, like, holding it that way, playing in reverse. Like, chat.
Just looking at your monitor.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
So, outside of that, have you got any other future plans coming up? You've obviously recently started your Sunday roasts. How do you think they're going?
The Sunday roasts are good. The first one was definitely better than the second, and the second one wasn't as good because I wasn't as on the ball with it, because I was already in a kind of pissed off mood.
Right.
With some events that had happened just beforehand. It was very last minute kind of things that needed to be added and changed. But I made a promise to myself. If I ever feel like that in future before starting the stream, I'm just not going to start the stream because it's not worth it.
Yeah.
I'd rather put on a genuine good like show for everybody rather than me half-arsing everything and not shouting people out when they deserve it and stuff. That was the main thing last time for me. And it was quite evident for that. So in terms of other plans, the Sunday roasting is going to keep going on because everyone fucking loves it. And it's such a good night. Everyone in the voice chat loves it. I need to get more people involved with it because I don't want it to just be the same people every week.
Otherwise,
Like
it
at the
becomes a
minute-
bit of an exclusive club sort of
Yeah,
thing, which is
well,
obviously
it just-
not the case, but like
It's
you
not
have the
even-
regulars that know each other and then other people that come in that don't so much, I guess.
Yeah, and it's not even that because the people that are doing the streams with me don't really care about it. It's I'm looking at it from a viewer's perspective. If I tuned in and saw 9 people answering cue card questions, and then it was the same 9 people the week after, I'd be thinking, what's fucking new?
Right. Yeah.
Like, what's new? They're going to be asked the same questions. They're going to do the same stuff. Yeah, it might be in a different order. It might be different people, but it's the same thing. Like, it's still going to be fun, but it's not going to be new.
That's something that I struggle with a bit with the like game show thing I do. Is coming up with
Yeah.
new rounds each week, so I don't want the same rounds every time because otherwise everyone will
Oh,
be
I
like,
feel
it's
it.
the same thing.
I
So
feel
every
it,
time I try and do at least one new one.
It's fucking
switch 'em up.
difficult.
Yeah.
It's difficult, and people say it's easy. People always the creators that were in call with me. A lot of them said you need more cards, and I'm like, okay, give me some ideas, and they don't. Cash is a prime example. Cash says you need better cards, and like me and Cash are really good friends, so you don't mind me roasting him a little bit. But he's like, you need better cards, and then I messaged him the other day, and I was like, do me a favor, can you think of some cards for me because I'm all out of ideas. Like I've thought of like 50 at this point. And he's like, yeah, don't worry, I'll think of some. He messaged me today saying, I'm still thinking of cards. I'm really shit with ideas.
I mean, at least you're still thinking of them, you know?
Yeah, but it's the whole thing is it's harder than people realize until they start thinking about it themselves.
Yeah.
It's really difficult to come up with good ideas. It's easy to come up with ideas. Doesn't mean the good ideas.
No, exactly.
It's like take 2 shots or scratch your leg twice. I do. But you know what I mean? Like, not every idea is going to be amazing.
I get. So, what do you reckon the limit point is going to be for the? Not the well. What do you think the most extreme thing that someone's going to do on one of the roasts is? How far do you think it's going to go? Because obviously you got TOS, so you can't, you know.
I'd be happy enough going to the border of TOS, but I don't know what that entails. I just don't know, dude. I think the whole calling your ex-girlfriend and telling them you miss them is quite a big one.
Yeah.
No, I can't do that because all my exes have blocked me because they don't want any sort of drama or beef after them doing some questionable things. But, you know, it is what it is.
I wouldn't be able to do that either because I actually don't have a clue of their number. So
Yeah, well, no, me
Yeah.
either, to be fair. In fact, I've got a new phone since the X before my last one, the Duo one. The Duo one. That sounds really
Duo
bad. You know what I mean, though. The one that was part of the Duo. And then the other one, I just deleted the number because they're in fucking Australia anyway, so it don't really matter.
Yeah.
Just cut it off. It's easy.
Because you've had shaved eyebrows so far, right?
Yeah, Tom shaved his eyebrows last week. Oh, you just reminded me I got to shave my head.
Oh dear.
I get a hill giant tattoo on my head. Make it easier.
Be hidden for a while as well.
Would hair grow back where you have a tattoo?
Ooh, imagine you just have a
Just a
shape
bald
of
patch. Oh, never mind. I changed my mind about that one. Yeah, let's change that topic.
Well, I mean, I've pretty much reached the end of everything I had to ask you. I don't know if you've got anything else that you wanted to add or any shout-outs you want to make to anyone.
Shout out to the chat. You little shits. No, honestly, I don't want to shout out anyone in particular because there's too many people to shout out and I would definitely miss somebody. But to all the people that have helped me get this far, and my mum, shout out to my mum and my dad and Khaleesi asleep in a carrier. I'm gonna send you a picture of this after this because this is fucking weird, dude. It literally looks like something out of Silent Hill. But yeah, no, honestly, anybody that's helped me get this far and make streaming as enjoyable as it is, that is phenomenal. I don't really want to shout anything personal out. So
Awesome.
thank
man.
you for having me. It's been a
Thank you
really
for
good
coming.
time.
It's been a while since we first talked about getting you on, and it's eventually actually come to fruition.
There's been a hell of a lot going on behind the scenes and stuff with a lot of personal stuff. So
yeah, man,
it's good to finally get some time to be able to branch out and do other things.
All right, well, I will speak to you soon, and I'll speak to everyone watching soon. I hope you've enjoyed. If you have, obviously make sure to go and check out Mr. Brandon, Mr. TheRSSolo.
Don't do it, it's a trap.
Links and stuff are all in the description. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Until next week, stay safe. I'll speak to you all soon.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, 6.